How do you remove the rear wheel on a motorcycle that has no chain or belt drive? On my Moto Guzzi Nevada 750, it's a shaft drive system, and if I need to remove the wheel, it's because my tire is flat. If I inflate it, it deflates right away. If I use tire sealant, it comes right back out. So it's either a tow truck or I remove the rear wheel, and that's what we're going to do. The method is the same on Moto Guzzi Breva and V7. Hi and welcome to EnjoyWheels. First, I place the bike upright in a front wheel chock. Next, I raise the kickstand to slide the jack under the bike. Then I lift the motorcycle with a jack. I insert the safety pin and lower the jack slightly so it rests on the pin. Before doing anything else, I check that the bike is stable. Alright, it's solid. Since I need access to the brake caliper bracket bolt behind the left exhaust, I have to remove the left exhaust. There's this bolt, and this clamp to remove. I loosen the clamp with a 10mm socket. There we go, it's free. Behind the exhaust mounting bolt, there's a 13mm nut, and the mounting bolt itself is a 6mm Allen. It's easier with a wrench on the back. To remove the bolt, I take off the heat shield. There are 3 screws, 4mm Allen. I leave the insulating washers on the exhaust. Now I can remove the bolt. To avoid losing the nut, I put it back in place, and now I pull the exhaust backward. It comes off slowly. Alright, I'll remove the insulating washers. Done. I mark the position of the wheel axle with a paint marker. Now I remove the axle nut. It's a 24mm. There's also a washer. Next, I loosen the pinch bolt that clamps the axle. Once it's loose, I can remove the axle. That's an 8mm Allen. Now I tap the axle out using a punch, and I can pull it out. There it is. Now I remove the bolt holding the brake caliper bracket. That's also an 8mm Allen. That's why we removed the exhaust. It's tight. A little penetrating oil. And with a socket, I get more leverage. Ah, much easier. There it is. When reinstalling, we'll clean it and apply thread locker. I move the brake caliper and its bracket out of the way. There's also a spacer. Make sure the wider side faces outward. I rest the caliper on the foot peg so I don't stress the brake hose. To make wheel removal easier, I remove the lower shock bolt. The back is a 22mm, but I don't have the right wrench, so I use an adjustable wrench. The front nut is 17mm. Don't forget the washer. Now the shock is free. We can remove the wheel. Here's a view of the rubber dampers. There are 6 in total. 3 fell out when I moved the wheel, so I removed them all. Since the wheel is hard to remove, I loosen the upper shock mount, 5mm Allen. That gives a bit more movement, and don't do what I'm doing. The shock touches the paint here. It's still a bit stuck. Victory! It's out! Now I'll take the wheel to a shop. I don't want to deal with tire removal and balancing myself. Alright, I got the wheel back. They installed a new inner tube. I reinstalled the 6 rubber dampers. I try to put the wheel back, but it won't fit. So I deflate the tire. It was at 2.5 bar. Now it's softer. Let's try again. That's better. It fits. To continue, I lift the bike a bit more. That looks better. A bit higher. Alright, now it goes in nicely. I try to align it with the hub.
A few moments later.
But the dampers keep falling out. I try again. Alright, the dampers fall out again. I try again. No, it's not going in. Alright, instead of lifting the wheel, I lower the bike to the right height. I remove the jack pin. Lower it down. I reposition the wheel a bit. Lower it again. Hopefully it'll be easier. I lower it a little more to get exactly the right height. Alright, the dampers fall out again. I put them back. You have to install them all at the same time. There we go. I reinstall the brake caliper and its bracket. I try to reinstall the spacer with the wider side facing outward. That's good. Now I reinstall the axle. And it slides right in. I stop at the paint mark. I lift the bike slightly so the wheel doesn't touch the ground. Now I reinstall the bolt that holds the brake caliper bracket. I wipe it and apply some thread locker. That way it won't come loose. I torque it to 25 Newton meters. There we go. I reinstall the washer, flat side facing inward, and then the nut. I'll tighten it later. Now I tighten the pinch bolt for the axle. I torque it to 45 Newton meters. That's properly tightened. Then I tighten the axle nut on the right side to 120 Newton meters. There we go. Now I reposition the shock properly. I tighten the top. It's not threading. To see better, I'll remove the seat. There we go. I can see more clearly. It's still not threading, even though it threads fine on its own. There we go. It's threading now. Now I tighten it properly. I reinstall the lower shock mount. The bolt won't go through. I rotate it like I'm tightening it. And push with pliers. Alright, now it goes through. Don't forget the washer before reinstalling the nut. In the end, no need to hold the bolt from the back. Torquing it to 25 Newton meters is enough. Now I reinstall the exhaust. I try to align it with the other side. I reinstall the mounting bolt. There we go. I reposition and tighten the clamp. Then I reinstall the heat shield. Don't forget the insulating washers. Since I used penetrating oil near the brakes, I clean everything with brake cleaner, especially the pads and the brake disc. Since I deflated the tire, I don't forget to inflate it again. 2.4 bar, that's good. Now I can lower the bike and remove the jack. This video is now finished. If you enjoyed it, feel free to share it, leave a comment, give it a like, or subscribe to the channel. See you soon on EnjoyWheels.